What's up? What it do? Hey. We thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and invite a friend. It's me. I'm your main guy, Ty.
That's me.
And this is my girl, Anita. And you know we keep it fly.
Hey.
We keep it clean, yeah, we keep it real nice.
Hey.
And when we get together, just know it's a real vibe.
That's right.
We're two people who do a lot of talking on topics that are relevant to your daily walking.
Sure.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hold on, Ty, wait. It's time for me to go.
Okay.
Chilling on the set with your main guy, Ty. We tell jokes, we love to laugh, you get a major high.
Hey.
Together we want to do some new things for you, so we hope that you enjoy watching season 2.
That's right.
Now you ain't gotta sit there like you on the fence, because we are the two that are talking with sense.
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What's up?
Hello, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so much for tuning in once again.
What?
Nothing, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in once again.
Thank you.
I don't know why I started laughing, but
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know. I thought I did something.
No, you ain't do nothing. She ain't do nothing. But we just thank you so much for joining us for this topic that a lot of you can relate to nowadays. So, as you know, if you haven't been hiding up under a rock, the nation is going through a pandemic.
Yes.
And so with that pandemic,
global.
It's global. So it's forcing people to, stay in the house and things like that. And so our kids are affected by this. They cannot go into the building. They have to do virtual learning now. And although, it may sound all cool, but from my timeline, multiple people have been talking about how they hate it. So today's topic,
definitely a mix of emotions. It definitely is.
Today's topic, we're just gonna be talking about virtual learning.
Going virtual.
Now, I don't have kids of my own, but I do have, godchildren and nieces and nephews and stuff. And I experienced, it wasn't a virtual learning experience. It basically was like a Zoom call with my godson's teacher. And when I tell you, I was like, oh my goodness, these little children on here. And he was pre-K at that time. And so it was just like, hey. It was so
the
cool.
little bitty ones, they funny.
Yeah, and I was like, man. So I just experiencing that little Zoom call. I can only imagine what y'all going through now. Like,
man.
So fill us in.
Going virtual.
So fill us in. Okay, just starting off first. We're just gonna just break down. Okay, you have how many kids that's doing virtual learning?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so virtual learning, I have 3. 3 of my children in the same school system, all 3 of them, different grades, virtual learning. Man.
What are the grades?
So I have 11th grade, 3rd grade, and kindergarten.
Wow.
Right. And so I do want to, because when I was talking to someone about my kids with the virtual learning and everything, and for her, it kind of was like she was equating it to homeschool. And so I do want to clarify the difference from my experience, what I know of homeschool. Now, my children have never been homeschooled, but I have worked with several clients who homeschool their children, and I know several people who homeschool their children. Mm-hmm. And from what they have told me from their homeschool experience, their children are not on a set schedule. Mm-hmm. They create the schedule for their children. With a few of them, they have like certain timelines to when they have to turn their assignments in, but they never have to sign in virtually in a classroom. Right. And so that's what the homeschool experience that I'm accustomed to, that's what it is. But with virtual learning, our kids are still having to adhere to the same school schedule. So it's still from 8 to 2:30. So, okay. And then they are having to join into their classrooms virtually by way of Zoom. Zoom is pumping now. So they're having to join in through Zoom. And so they're joining in through Zoom, but they are doing their work in Canvas. Now, this is for our school system. I don't know other school systems and things like that. So they're doing their work within Canvas. Okay. And so from there, it goes into a slew of many, many other things. So I just wanted to clarify the difference between homeschool versus virtual learning, because the person that I was talking to, you know, she's used to her grandchildren, they are homeschooled. And so she was kind of sort of thinking of it along those lines. And I'm like, oh, no, honey, no. Not
the same.
Not it. So,
So, okay, so we know you just told us you got 11th, 3rd, and kindergarten.
Right.
So I'm sure the 11th grader, he's
self-sufficient. Like, he doesn't need my help. The only time that he has had to call upon me, it was specifically Zoom related. Okay. Because Zoom was something new to him. So his questions, which I can only remember like 3 times that he has needed my help, and they were all Zoom related. But outside of that, he has not been needing my help at all. He's good. He's able to get in there. He's able to maneuver all the different tabs, all the different links. He's good. But then, y'all, let me tell y'all, I feel bamboozled. I feel bamboozled. Look, it is definitely safer, you know, for our kids to be at home. So yeah. I'm loving the fact that the children can be at home, they can be safe, and they still have the opportunity to continue their education. Right. You know, because that was a concern of a lot of people with children not being in school, kind of falling behind in their education, and then socially, that was the concern of a lot of parents. Right. But I am overjoyed with the fact that the kids have the opportunity, they can continue with their education. But the reason why I say I feel bamboozled, because this was supposed to be a thing that, you know, okay, parents, you're not going to have to be there to be with your kids to teach them. We're still going to have the teacher who's going to be able to teach them virtually. And, you know, parents, you'll be able to still maintain the same role that you had prior to the whole pandemic. So now I've always been a parent that's worked with my children with their schoolwork, things like that, but it's always been like on a homework level. It's always been like, okay, if it's something that you're not understanding in school, when you bring it home, we can sit down, I can work with you, I can help you to get it a little bit better, you know, seal it in a little bit better than what you may not be able to keep up with at school. That hasn't been the case with this virtual learning.
At all.
Goodness. That has not been the case. Bruh. So you said your timeline's been bumping, I guess, so to speak. Yeah. You got a lot going on your timeline with people who are in this virtual learning experience as well. What have some of them been chiming in with?
So a lot of them are just kind of like what you're saying, like thinking that you wasn't gonna have to like be there to help and things, thinking the teacher is gonna teach and stuff like that. A lot of them were saying, I don't get paid by we in Muskogee County, so I don't get paid by Muskogee County and things like that. I feel that. People be saying stuff like that, and then like what this dude that I know, because he's like a stay-at-home dad and he's with his kids, and he had said, man, I'm dropping my baby out. She just get her GED. So I just see on the timeline the frustration that everybody's going through. I'm like, oh man. But you know what? One of my things though, I think about the kids, because I mean, especially me personally, I love school. I I got perfect attendance because I just love school that much. You know what I'm saying? And I just think about those type of kids who love school, who just find that, you know, find that joy.
Or those kids where school is their outlet.
Yes. And so, like, you know, this whole thing, I'm like, man, I hate that it's happening. I know it's for good, for our good, but oh my goodness, I think about them. But them parents, y'all something serious.
I thought you were about to say something. I thought I was cutting you off. You know, I try not to be rude.
She cut me off all the time, y'all. Y'all know.
Oh my gosh. But see, I don't even remember what I was about to say.
You forgot?
Yeah.
She did it again.
She did it again. But yeah, so you're right. Like it was supposed to be a thing where we were not supposed to have to be there to sit with them the whole time through. Now, don't get me wrong. Definitely not saying that we don't want to help our children or we don't want to be there to work with them,
right.
But simply just acknowledging the fact that, you know, you have teachers, you have educators. This is what they're supposed to do. Let's allow them to do their part. And then we as parents, we step out. Right. But what I'm noticing, you know, in my household specifically, you know, it's just the things that they are requiring these children to do. So, I mean, as adults, I know plenty of adults that I work with that some of the stuff that these children are having to navigate and having to do that these adults wouldn't even be able to hang with it. Right. So, I mean, my third grader, having to check email, uploading files to Google Drive, going from Google Drive to upload assignments in Canvas, just different things like this. And not only are you working in Canvas, you put all of these different instructional apps in Canvas. And so it's like, why they have to use all these different instructional apps?
That's a lot.
Why not just have them go to one area where their work is going to be? And so just remembering that first week with my daughter, how, you know, she's sitting there, she cried her first day, and some other days after, yes, she cried because what the teacher was explaining to them or asking of them, it was like really going over a lot of those students' heads. And so like when she talked, there's like when giving instruction, there's different parts of it that you have to know, like, okay, well, in order for me to do this, I have to do all these other little tasks in between. Well, not every kid is going to be able to pick up on those other little tasks that have to be done before doing the task that you've given. Right. And so just all of that confusion, just having to literally be there to make sure, okay, don't forget this step, teaching my daughter how to create text boxes to be able to type answers in. You know, oh my goodness, it's too much. It's too much. And so the thing about it, my thing is not wanting my children, or my daughter specifically, not wanting her to lose her motivation for learning. Right. She's a really bright kid. Yes. But now I'm being in a situation to where a lot of this stuff that's being required of her is like, okay, I can't catch on. And so her asking like, well, mommy, what's wrong? I'm like, sweetie, nothing wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. There are grown-ups who cannot do a lot of this stuff that you're being required to do.
Especially that new stuff.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of it. And then so I think it's not so much the fact of them having to learn it. I think what's been really getting me has been, you know, okay, so we're in week 3 now. And so I guess for my daughter's teacher specifically, she's kind of sort of feeling like, okay, week 3, I need you guys to have this. Well, my thing is, you know, a lot of your links have not been cooperating. You got to remember all of these different places that you're asking them to go to. And then you have to just remember that a lot of this stuff, this is Greek to them. Yeah, this is like foreign language. And I think because of the fact that she used to teach 5th grade, so even her remember like, okay, you know, this is not 5th grade anymore. I'm with 3rd grade. And so it's just a lot of different factors, a lot of things not being taken into consideration. And so with all of that together, I could really just say for me, this whole virtual learning stuff is for the birds. It's for the birds.
Not for the birds,
it's for the
man.
birds. Like, I am thankful that my children are able to be safe and still get their education at the same time. But I literally had to just come to a point where I was just like, you know what? I can't sit right here all day. Like,
I know. I can't imagine seeing you just like sitting there all day because you always busy, always doing something.
and then plus the fact that, you know, she's my 3rd grader. I have a kindergartner.
Right.
Who, if you really would expect that that's the one that I should be with the most. And so I still have to work with him in different things, you know, making sure that he's staying on task, making, you know, he's in that foundational stage of learning. So of course I'm expected to have to help him with a lot of things and make sure that he's, you know, doing his things. But it gets really, really difficult when I'm helping him in his classroom and then she's like, Mommy, I need help. And I'm like, oh, what?
Like,
Or either now I'm helping her in her classroom, but she really needs me to sit right here with her because they're going over something that's very difficult. May I add again, something that many adults cannot even maneuver. And I'm helping her with this. And then he's like, Mommy, I need you.
So you just like back and forth.
All day.
Dang.
And on top of that, being cafeteria worker.
Janitor,
Yeah.
custodian.
Oh my goodness. So I just really had to come to a point where I was just like, oh no, this not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I literally am in communication with my daughter's teacher just about every other day.
Wow.
I went back and I looked through the log of all of our communication. Sometimes I'm talking to her the days in a row.
Every day?
Yeah. Not like every day of the week, but I've had some times where it'll be like, say like I talk to her Tuesday and Wednesday, you know. But on average, every other day, I'm communicating.
Here's Miss Anita.
Right.
Here's Miss Anita.
Right. And I don't want to be that parent. But I'm like, oh my God, literally, I am becoming that parent. You know, it's like, okay. She reaching out again.
Yeah. Well, she
reaching out again.
Talking to her teacher
but
friends.
I will say this, teacher friend. What? What you say?
No, I said when she see your email, she like, here she go again.
It's either
Jada's mom.
Right.
Jada's mom always calling me.
It's either
always
that.
emailing me.
It's either that or me calling up to the school, leaving a message for her to give me a call. Because I guess me just being that other observer, just been like, listen, you know, you didn't call that one right, you know, type of thing.
So you be telling her about herself?
Don't say it like that. Not like that. No, not like that. Because I will say I'm not about tearing people down or trying to be rude. I mean, that's not my get down. Like I'm no that back in the day maybe. But me now, that's not my get down. But I do have to make it known, like sometimes. Okay, like for example, say like she may be trying to teach them how to go in and check their email, and this was one case. I remember when she first told the kids, okay, this morning I'm gonna show you how to check your email. Okay, Jada's sitting there like, email? What is that? What is that? And so she gives the instructions. And so she'll do this. She's like, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So she turns her screen around so that they can see it. But let me tell you, they have these little Chromebooks or iPads, whichever one they're working on. The screen is small anyway. And in order to see, for them to do their work and also follow along with her, they have to have split screens. So, you know, that cuts the size of the screen in half because they have Canvas on one side and now they have the Zoom on the other side.
Right.
She shares her screen. Honey, that thing's small. What is that? 3-point font? What is that now? 3-point font? You know, I'm just speaking to how small the font is now. And so trying to get in there closely and see what she's doing. And so anyway, so she may explain it one time. And so you may have a kid who'll be like, okay, right, you know, I didn't see what you did. Could you show me again? And so she may go through the step again a second time. If she has to go through it a third time, now automatically she's like, okay, you guys are not paying attention.
Oh my goodness.
And so now when it gets to that point, I'm like, okay, honey, you tripping. I mean, why you expect them to automatically know it? Now there's this one kid in the class who maybe she just catches on really good. So because now this kid has it, then it's like somewhere in her mind, like, okay, many of them should have it. But I literally watched my daughter yesterday. Now this just happened yesterday. I'm sitting right there. I'm sitting close because I had just came out of my room. But my daughter was sitting there. She needed to ask a question, but she was scared to ask the teacher to help her.
No.
She was scared to chime in and ask the teacher to help her. Now, she had not been having a problem with asking questions before.
Right.
I listened to the teacher chastise this one little boy, so telling him, you're not paying attention, da 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 da. But he just didn't catch it. He didn't catch the steps that she had gone through. I've showed you one time, Miss So-and-so has showed you one time, and so-and-so has done it. If you don't have it by now, you're not paying attention. So my daughter's sitting there, she need help, and she's just like, I said, Jada, tell her you need help. I don't want to. Why not?
What?
Because I don't want her to fuss at me. Oh, okay.
Fuss at me? You ain't gonna fuss at me in my house.
No, one of your videos. But yes, I mean, it's just, I really, really need the teachers to understand, you know, there are many things that you're not taking into consideration. And then all around, there needs to be patience all around.
Yes.
Parents being patient with the teachers, you know, just understanding that this is different for the teachers as well. But then teachers also knowing that even though us as parents, we sympathize, but at the same time, we still have an expectation of you because you are the teacher. Yes. We still have an expectation of you to rise to the occasion because you are the teacher. And then still understanding that just at the same as when they were in the classroom, you know, in the classroom, they don't all move at the same pace. Right. And they're not all going to move at the same pace virtually either. And as a matter of fact, you can kind of expect to amplify that by 20, being that you're now virtual and trying to teach them all of this stuff virtually, you know, and just take that into consideration. Take into consideration the fact that now all of this is being done over internet connection, over Wi-Fi for most people. Some people don't have strong Wi-Fis. I mean, I even went up to the school and got one of the little boxes that they were allowing parents to come and get, but we still sometimes have issues with connection
because everybody's using it. Like more people more people around us are using it. I mean, I'm noticing it from work. You know, since the kids started back school, literally for real, our internet like being really, really slow. Right. Because a lot of people using it.
That, and then with Zoom, we've been having many Zoom issues, and so I mean, like even when. Like you guys, y'all use Zoom for work.
We use WebEx.
Okay, you use WebEx. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought you guys were using Zoom. Yeah. Well, okay, we do use Zoom for like our meetings in the ministry. And so even with that, we notice how, you know, sometimes there may be like bad internet connection, or sometimes, you know, there may be delays or lagging, as people call it, things like that, or people may drop off and go to another screen, you know, just little jinky things that happen. And all of this stuff needs to be taken into consideration. Like you may be talking, but we don't hear you, right? Because of the bad connection. Keep going. Yes, and yes, and then things like that happen. I'm telling you, like if I were to take a pause for the cause just to go grab my phone and show you how much she and I communicate. Yes. Like literally communicating. Like I'm either calling up to the school or sitting there communicating with her through Dojo, because they use the class Dojo, because she disables the chats and she keeps the everyone muted, so you can't like let her know then if you're having an issue or if something's happening or something like that. You have to even when, like, you can do the little raise hand option, but she wasn't always checking all of her pages to check and see if anyone had their hand raised, type of thing. So
tell me this. So with the virtual learning, are your kids required to dress a certain way?
So they still have to follow the same dress code that they will follow if they were in school. They still have to follow that. But I mean, still at the same time, they only see you from like top up, you know. And so I don't even really know what they checking for from top up. But the main thing that they are emphasizing is don't wear your pajamas. Don't wear your pajamas. So I'm saying, we had a couple times we woke up late.
What about they can't wear bonnets and stuff?
I mean, they can, and I haven't seen any of the children with bonnets on, but the parents on screen, yeah, I've seen bonnets. We hear all the crazy stuff in the background. We hear some scenes hear some, background noise that make you kind of stop and be like, hold on, what are they doing? What they got going on? What they doing? What they doing over there?
Be all, I'm nosy. I be looking all up in the house, like in the background, like.
We don't do that. But see, for people like you, though, I make sure my kids they sit up on this neutral background, sit right here, and I be quick to tell my kids, stop turning that camera around, stop, because they be, mama, don't turn that camera around here, don't turn that camera this way.
Why they move the camera when they talking to you?
Wanting me to see whatever it is that they talking about, if they need help or whatever. And I'm like, don't turn it around here. I'm going to come over there. Don't turn it here.
Right.
I'm going to come over there and help you. Don't turn it showing these folks out my house. But
man, this is crazy. I'm just glad I didn't have to do nothing like that. Just think though, back in our day, where you a little bit older.
Oh, I will. Don't act like that. I would have been crying.
But man, we would probably have to do we just had to go pick up a package or something. Cause when I was in school, we had computers, of course, and stuff like that. But we didn't have like web cameras and things like that. Not when I was like your daughter's age. Third grade. That was like 95 for me. 95, 96.
I don't remember what year it was for me, but I know.
But man,
none of my school years wouldn't have made it with what we're doing right now. No.
That's crazy.
Because even by the time I reached 12th grade, yeah, we had computers, but technology just had not advanced enough.
Right.
For us to try to hang with what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm thankful. God know he be doing though.
Yeah.
For real.
But I know, oh my goodness, if this had happened when I was in grade school, man, I would be miserable. I never wanted to miss school. Like, I would not even let on that I was sick just so I could still go to school. Like, no, school. I'm not about to miss school. That's where I go eat it, and that's where I see my friends. Like, that was when food was good.
Right.
When school food was good.
When
like,
old grandmas was in there when they were letting them cook what they want. But now schools have that strict nutrition thing.
Right.
But
I wouldn't have survived. I would not have survived if this happened during the time that I was in school. Oh no!
My Lord!
Oh no! Oh no!
So give me what? I can't say a takeaway because you haven't completed it yet. I was gonna say give me a takeaway. Well, give me a takeaway far.
thus far, the biggest takeaway that I could give thus far is patience is everything. Patience is a virtue. Like, literally, this is when patience really needs to be exercised. Patience and understanding. Like, I do know that as a people, we have a tendency to, because one thing has happened this way, we have a tendency to now start generalizing. I hate generalizations. I absolutely hate them, other than the purpose that they are needed. But we really need to be patient with each other, teachers, parents, students, and then making sure that we are understanding that every child may not necessarily be working at the same pace. So take this time to actually respect and honor each child's difference, each child's uniqueness, because where you think the child is just not paying attention. I mean, of course, please don't try to play it as if I'm, only on one end of the spectrum. I do know that there are kids that are not going to be paying attention. I do know that there are kids who will do what kids do. But I'm not speaking on them. I'm just basically saying, don't try to generalize them. Don't try to now make it as if, okay, any kid who has not caught on by the time you hit the third demonstration of something, then you must not be paying attention.
Right.
Because I'm sitting right there with my daughter daily, and I see that she is trying hard. She's working hard, and she's just not able to keep up with this internet stuff. She's not able to keep up with this having to check emails and going into your Google Drive and get into your Google Classroom. Now go to Canvas. Now go to Cami. Now go to all these different. I'm confused. But see, my thing is this: if we could just be real, like as grown-ups, you know that you yourself have, unless you just some computer whiz, one of those computer people who just get in there and you get it really, really quick. We all are challenged in some way when it comes to technology. So please stop acting as if these little kids cannot be facing challenges. Until they become confident with what they are doing on these devices, they are going to walk to that computer screen each morning with at least a small level of anxiety because they're not confident about it. I just don't want to see, my kids dreading going to the device.
I know.
Because now they know, man, I'm probably not even going to be able to keep up with her this morning. Every time, and I got to the point now, I don't care what people think about, how I am when it comes to parenting and how I take all of this different stuff into consideration. Call me whatever type of parent you want. Call me. Yes, I'm always going to chime in for the underdog. Because when it comes down to a child versus a student, a child versus teacher, that teacher has the power base. The child is going to be a little bit intimidated anyway by the teacher, and so I'm just always going to be in there looking for the whole hearing the whole thing, seeing what's really going on. I'm never going to really just jump and be like, oh, okay, she said they're not paying attention, so they not paying attention.
Right.
No. Just be more understanding.
Be
patient.
Be patient with these babies. They
in the meantime, I ain't no teacher.
My sister said she ain't no teacher.
Cut me a check.
She ain't no teacher. Well, we thank you guys for always tuning in with your man Got Time.
Your girl Anita.
And we gonna get through this virtual school year, baby.
Oh, we are. It's getting better already.
We're gonna get better, and better.
So let us know some of your woes with the virtual learning.
Yeah, drop it in the comments.
And then drop it in the comments, and then also check back in with us Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when we will do the after show to this episode.
Yes.
So that's when we'll get together. We'll be able to have you guys join us via live on Facebook and Instagram. If you got something you want to share with us, you can share it. Hey, we might even bring some of you on the live if you want to come on the live. Come on the live and talk to us. So that would be a great thing too. But yeah, so make sure that you tune in with us again Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. Well, we thank you again for tuning in, and we will talk with you next time on Talking with Sense. Wait. Do not leave until you subscribe. Subscribe right now.